So building a streaming setup for $100, that's gonna be a challenge. I would say that a really important part when streaming is a second monitor, but there is no way we can fit a second monitor in today's budget. Let's buy some stuff on Amazon to fit our streaming setup. The first thing I would like to add is the Razer Siren Mini, because this is a phenomenal microphone for the price. But being $50, I'm not sure if it's gonna fit the budget. I think it won't, but let's add it to the cart and then see afterwards if we need to cut some costs. Now the next big things we need is a webcam and a light. Let's buy the light first. So these are very popular ones that show up all the time, but I don't really have a good experience with these type of lights. I've had this light for a while. It looks very harsh, like there's a spot on your face. So I would really like to find a budget version of the key light you see right there, the Elgato key light, but I think it won't be very hard because there we go. This is already a budget Elgato key light. Now this isn't available, so let's keep looking. Let's keep scrolling. There we go, Relino. Okay, that's $60. That's still too expensive, but maybe there's a smaller, oh here. Okay, so the smaller one will be available too. There we go. All right, $36 and it's in stock. By the way, don't pay attention to the shipping or the arrive date on my part because I live in Europe. I'm just looking on the Amazon.com website because there are way more options there. So let's add this to the cart because that's a great light. Now we are at $87 already. What we definitely need is a light stand right now, because if I'm not wrong, these type of lights come without the stand. It was the same with this one. Now something like this might actually work, but I'm not really sure if it's gonna be strong enough. Okay, I think this one is great. You can extend it too. It's in stock, $20. Let's add it to the cart. Great, $106. We crossed our budget already. Let's look for the webcam first and then cut some costs. $18, I'm not really sure if I can trust that. Wow, there is so much choice. I think I'm gonna watch a few videos on webcam tests and then go off that. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I watched some videos and it looks like the eMeet C960 is a great budget option. 6,500 reviews, $27, and you can save 10%. Let's add this to the cart. And before we look at the costs, I wanna add one more thing, a numpad, which I want to use as a budget stream deck. Now this will definitely keep us over the budget of 100, so you can cut this if you don't want this, but I really want to add this one because it's great to manage your stream, especially if you're a laptop user. Okay, quick pause. I looked on nearby Amazon stores and I can only find the wired version for me. Okay, that's everything. $144. How are we gonna fix this? So let's say $10 less because of the coupons. Now you could completely drop this. It's definitely not necessary for a budget setup, but I'm gonna buy it because it's cool to show you. So let's not count this into the price. Now we could cut on the lighting part, but I think this is a great basic setup, and if you go cheaper than this, you're gonna have to build a light yourself and then use a towel as a softbox and stuff like that. You can do it if you want to go really budget, but I want to build a solid basic setup. I think the place where we can cut something is right here as the microphone. So instead of the Razer Siren Mini, we're gonna go with the Fifine K669B. I just published a video on budget microphones, so that's why I know the name, but this mic was extremely good in the tests for the price. So let's add this to the cart and then proceed so we can delete the Razer Siren Mini. We are at $104, so I think that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna buy all of this stuff, and while we're waiting for this to arrive, let's pay the bill by thanking the sponsor of today's video. Are you looking for new emotes? Then the new emote maker from Onto.tv is perfect for you. After choosing your starting character, you can customize it further to create a character that looks very similar to you. When you're done customizing, simply click on generate emote, and then you will be able to select the emotes you want to buy. The more you select, the cheaper it gets per emote. If you're interested, then go to Own.tv or click the first link in my description to start creating your own emotes today. Alright, it's time to unbox the light here. It's basically the size of a hand, which is much smaller than I would have expected. Now, even though it's pretty small, I think it's definitely decent. On the back of the light there are two knobs, and I guess this is just to start the light on and Oh, it's battery powered. I didn't even know that. If you press it one time, you will see that the lights turn on, and I guess this is to tell you how full the battery is. Now, if you keep pressing the button right here on the back, then you see that it turns on. So this one is to add yellow light, and then this is to add white light. So we will have to turn this to the maximum, and then we've got the perfect white light to light our face. There is one more thing inside of this box, and I think this will be the cable. Okay, it's two things. One of them is this little ball head that's probably used to attach the light on top of something like a desk arm, which is something we are going to use today, so that will come in very handy. And the other one, a simple USB charging cable. Now let's get rid of these boxes here. I think this one was around $15 or $20. It comes with a few things. This will be the desk clamp. You can just extend it like this, and when you tighten this, it will probably be very sturdy. I think you can just screw this in. Yeah, this works perfectly fine. Let's attach this to the desk so we can connect our light to it. So let's connect this first and then connect it on top of it. So now you see, because of this ball head, we can just loosen this a bit and then play around with the position of the light and then just tighten this again. I'm really happy we were able to add a budget light like this to our setup, because lighting is extremely important, and to be honest, it looks pretty clean. We just need to lower it a bit, and don't forget to turn the yellow light knob completely to the left and turn the white light knob completely to the right, because that's the perfect color for a natural looking light. So the webcams, you heard me right, I bought two of them. The budget webcam we chose together, but then also the Logitech C920. This is one of the most popular webcams out there, and it used to be cheaper, but right now it costs around $70 to $80. So that definitely didn't fit into our budget, but I want you to see if it's even worth getting one of these. This one looks like a massive thing. Holy, look at this. Look at how big it is on top of your screen. Okay, let's take a look at the Logitech. Alright, to be honest, I thought this was gonna be smaller. Now the right is the Logitech C920 and the left is the eMeet C960. I am pretty sure it's just a knockoff version of the C920, but I could definitely be wrong. It's just that they are so very similar in most aspects. Let's see if they are as similar in terms of quality too. So these are the two webcams, these are the qualities. The budget one is more wide, but the quality is also notably worse. Now this was expected, it's a $30 webcam compared to a $60, $70, $80 one, but I think part of the reason why it looks as bad as this is that it's much too sharp. If you right click it and then go to properties, you can go to configure video here. Now by doing this, you can change a bunch of settings to make it look better, and this one has way too much contrast. So I'm gonna pull the contrast a bit down like this, which will be better already. And I would kind of like to reduce the blacks, but I don't think it's possible. We're gonna add a bit of sharpness till it looks good, but not too much. So something like this. And to be honest, it looks better already, right? It looks way better than it did before. So let's click on OK right now. Click on OK here. And this is way better than before. No, it still looks a bit pixelated, right? But that's just because it's a budget webcam. But it doesn't look as harsh anymore. On stream, you will probably be like this in a corner. And here I am sitting in front of my PC. I think this looks perfectly fine. So I guess we can just remove the Logitech webcam. The budget one is actually pretty good for the price. I want you to pay attention to the position of the light there. I did position it on the side. As a result, one side of your face will be very bright, but the other side will have some shadows, which makes it look more cinematic and more professional. So we got our webcam, we got our light. Let's quickly add the budget stream deck. I don't really know if it's worthy of being called a budget stream deck, but at least it's a budget macro device. So basically the plan with this is following a video by another creator called Nutty. He made a video about turning something like this into a macro device that can control OBS Studio. There are a lot of things you can do with it, and I'm not gonna do everything in this video because it's way too much to check out right now, but I am convinced that using one of these numpads as a macro device will definitely give you some extra feeling of control over your stream. And one of the questions many people will probably ask me in the description if I don't address it right now: why buy something like this if you can just use your numpad? And there are actually a few reasons. First of all, not everyone has one of these. Laptop users only have these right here. But second of all, if you start using keys on your main keyboard to control things in OBS Studio, etc., it will eventually give conflicts with certain keybinds in games or in programs, so it's definitely beneficial to have a separate device like the numpad right there, because you can set up these keys as separate macro keys that won't interfere with your numbers on your keyboard or any other keybinds. It's really handy. And finally, the most important part of our streaming setup, the microphone. I recently did a video where I compared 7 microphones, and I'd say the winner of that video was clearly the Razer Siren Mini. However, this costs $50 and we didn't have a budget for that, so I had to look for a $30 mic, and the Fifine one was a really good microphone for $30 in that video. Now, this is a really popular microphone. Let me get it out of the box. This is what it looks like. It's very well known and it's really good for $30. If you have the budget to buy this $50 microphone over this $30 one, I would definitely go for it because this one is better. But nevertheless, this is a great mic, so in this video we are going to use this one. I will quickly let you hear the sound tests. This is a test of the Fifine microphone standing on my desk in front of me. This is the Razer Siren Mini standing on my desk in front of me. Now, since we only have one monitor, we need a way to read our stream chat when we are gaming and OBS Studio isn't opened on the monitor. I recently made a video about showing your stream's chat and your recent events on top of your game while you are streaming. And that tool combined with the macro pad we are using is the perfect combination to never have to leave your game. Now, that being said, we can finish the setup for this first episode of streaming on a budget. I really enjoyed making this first episode and I'm definitely looking forward to making more of them. In the description you will find a link to the playlist. It will be pretty empty since this is the first episode, but the second is coming pretty soon, and in that episode we will have a bigger budget. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and comment something useful about the video. It definitely helps more than you can ever imagine. And besides that, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this and I will see you in the next episode. Have a nice day.